Look what we have here. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. This is the Angels in Politics broadcast, and we have our special guest. Hi, guys. Good to see you. Oh, hey, guys and girls. Wow, we have the divine masculine in the building, and we have the divine feminine here together. And aren't they such a lovely couple? Wow, wow. It's been such a long time since I've spoken to you all. How are things going? Well, brother, I'm glad that you asked. We've been enjoying our lives. It's been a lot going on in the news. There's been so much happening within our world, our political climate, within the health of the masses throughout the globe. It's just been terrible. But at the same time, I feel like there will be change that is coming about through the revolts, through the uprising, through the awakening, and I'm interested to see how it turns out. Yeah, for me too. Like I feel the same way. Like we actually went on vacation a few weeks ago. I'm surprised he didn't mention that. But yeah, we were hanging out and we were in the Maldives and we had a wonderful bungalow and we went swimming and we went diving and we were just able to just enjoy good food, but at the same time, and enjoy our time with each other. That was super important. I was able to read. I was able to continue working from my laptop. I was able to work remotely, so my business is still thriving. So much has been happening for me, and it's been a blessing. But truly, my heart goes out to the 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 individuals who have lost their lives through the coronavirus, the males and the ladies who have been distraught, who have been harmed, who have been killed, who have been slain in the midst of these in the midst of everything that's happening right now. And on a lighter note, I'm just glad to be here with you, White Collar Goon. I know you're the creative and artistic manifestation, and you heavily understand our. Well, I guess you don't. I guess understand wouldn't be the word, but you like to listen to our input, and I'm just so glad that you provide us with this platform, and I'm keen to hear what you have on topics today. What the topics are going to be for today. Okay, well, yeah, and I'm glad that I'm here with you all as well. As you can tell, like this is like a very rare episode. And I'm sized, I'm sized. I'm keen to get into it. So I do have questions for you, particularly the divine feminine and divine masculine. You can get into this as well, but I just would like to hear your thoughts. Sure. Shoot. So boom. I was talking to my homie the other day, and he was mentioning that he was speaking to a homegirl of his, right? And he was saying how, like, he's getting prepared to make moves, and he's fully, achieving his dreams, and he's been working hard and diligently, and he's been training, and he's been, just getting his mind right. He's been reading things. He's been, doing all of the advanced preparation to get to his optimal level, and he's excited about it, right? And he wants to travel the world. He wants to learn, pick up a second language, and he wants to just continue to develop himself. And he feels like, as a young man, he's coming into his 30s. He's just now, he's not even hit. He hasn't even hit his stride yet. He's just coming into his self and his maturity and his growth. And I guess his question to his homegirl was, why do women feel like they aren't capable of doing such things? Why do women feel like they are constricted, or why do they feel as if they have been dealt such a bad hand, and life is just forcing them to settle? is a simple word. Is settle for things that they don't want in life, and suffer, and be in a position as young ladies and as young women who are almost forced to say, hey, this is acceptable for us. We're not going to achieve our dreams. We're not going to better ourselves. We're not going to continue to develop ourselves. We're not going to go out there and take chances and take risks and leave it all out on the line because, tomorrow isn't promised. Why do women feel like, within their 20s or by the time they're 30 or even before that, before they hit their whatever age it is, that they should be almost self-actualized. They should be married. They should have this. They should have kids. They should have that. And he feels like why the rush? And what is the issue with women? Wow, Gabe. Well, color good. I feel like that's a very loaded question, and I'll try to be brief about that answer. Divine Masculine, do you have anything to say? I'll let you go, and then I'll speak afterwards. Okay, boom. So, for one, I don't think women feel like we've been dealt a bad hand, even though some of you may think that based on certain projections or certain women who use their platform to speak negatively on the female experience or the the plight of womanhood and this, that, and the third. But most girls love being girls. Most women love their feminine nature, and we don't feel that way. So that's one connotation that I would like to add. Secondly, speaking to your assertion that guys are able to take their time and mature, and they're in their 30s and they're still like learning about themselves, and they're still able to travel the world, and they're still able to be free and date and continue to better themselves. I mean, women are 100% capable of doing those things as well, even more so. But you're missing the huge caveat, and that huge biological, anatomical, universal caveat that is projected upon women is that we are the bearers of children. All right, we have been given that gift. If you talk to some women, they might say it is a gift. If you talk to other women, they might say it could be a curse, right? But no, it's truly like the world would not exist, people would not exist, the universe would not exist if it was not for women that were able to continue to bring in the next generation, usher in the next generation, foster, nourish, allow the future generations to grow and manifest, because it is us who have to deal with the 9 months. And it's not only 9 months. Every baby that we're supposed to have, every child in which a woman is supposed to have, is already within her body as soon as she's born. So if I'm supposed to have 10 children, the 10 children are already there. I will pray to God that I don't have 10 children. But let's say I'm supposed to have 2 children. The children are already within me. And that's the power of the woman. So the woman has to deal with these things that, hey, a guy can go off and, have a good time and go to Cancun and not use condoms and go to this, that, and the third and continue to live his life. But we have to deal with the results. We have to deal with the after effects of those, those late nights and those early mornings and those, baby, let me just put the tip in type of events. Like, we have to shoulder those burdens. So it's not that we aren't able to gallivant and traverse the globe and pick up new languages and travel about and pick up new jobs and try our hand at this, and if we fail, try our hand at that. No, a lot of women have to understand that we have a biological time clock. We have a biological hourglass that every day some of us are feeling like that bottom part of that glass is being filled with more and more sand, and when we run out, it's like, hey, that's it, no kids for us. And whether most women will admit to it or not, most women do want to have families. Most women do want to have children. Most women do innately, biologically. This is who we are. This is how we are created. And this is how he's created too. Men want to procreate. We want to have families. And that's how we are as human beings. We are social creatures. And we love to provide an environment and an ecosystem in which I can express my love, my joy, my care, my compassion, my passion, my femininity through the children, through the family. So yeah, there's a lot of women who are looking to have that taken care of at a certain age. And it's not because they're just, walking around tapping their watch saying, I want this now, even though some might be. The truth of the matter is they're thinking about their future. They're thinking about the health of their future children, their potential children. They're thinking about the health of themselves, and there's a lot of women who are just struggling with this. There's a lot of women who are struggling with dealing with, hey, I am an educated woman. Hey, I have done new things. Hey, I want to go out and travel. Hey, I want to try new things as well. But I feel that if I go off and do XYZ, if I go to Cairo, Egypt, and I want to stay there for a few months, if I want to go to Mozambique and see how the African, the culture is mixed with the Portuguese and the West and the African nations and the other nations. Like if I want to go to Italy or France and spend a year there and learn French or Italian, like I can do those things, but I might be taking. I might not have the time. I may be losing. I might be taking away the time that I could be building a family, starting a family, getting married. So women have to have these struggles. Brother, tell me, Divine Masculine here, and I'm just gonna wrap this up. I don't want to get this be too lengthy, and we would love to hear your thoughts on this. But I think it really comes down to, yeah, women want children and men do too. Yeah, it's a fact that we don't, as men, carry the babies. We don't carry the children, and that is a huge caveat into how we live our lives and how we structure our lives and how we frame what's important and what's valuable in our lives. And if we had a timetable, if men were given, hey, by 35 the sperm your sperm count would drop 10,000%. I mean, I know I'm being silly, but if that was the case, and you couldn't have children, it was highly unlikely for men to have children after 35. I guarantee most men would be looking to make sure they had their children before that time. So they would be moving in a similar type of sense of urgency, and that same way that women are pretty obvious, and they're pretty straightforward about what they're looking for as far as a partner, and they're not looking to date, and they are looking to be a bit more serious after they hit 25, 26, 27. Most women aren't just dating to hang out, and at 30 they're not just looking to go to the bar and have one night stands. Most of these women are looking for something substantial for those biological reasons, and I think it's difficult. And I'll end on this note. I think women aren't seeing through the media lens, maybe through a familial lens, maybe through a familiar lens, maybe through people who are around them. They're not seeing too many representations of women who are happy, who are prosperous, who are truly living harmoniously with nature, and promoting that image and having that image projected in an idyllic, in a true, in a genuine sense on the silver screen, or in your magazines, or in the TV shows, or in your whatever the case may be. I think there needs to be more of a representation of a feminine role model for women who maybe don't want to have kids, because that's the thing. There are women who don't want to be married, and that's a beautiful thing. I feel like, why don't we show that? Why don't we see that more? Why aren't where are the representations? And I know they're out there. Of course they're out there. There are plenty of women who are traveling, who are educated, who are business women, who are, maybe they don't want to have a business. Maybe they don't want to travel. Maybe they want to plant. Maybe they want to read. Maybe they want to write. Maybe they want to paint. There's so many women who are doing their thing, and their lives aren't revolved around men and getting married and having children. But unfortunately, the women who we see who are post 40, post 50, without ever getting married, without having children, they don't seem to be that happy. They don't seem to be that prosperous. They might be financially well off, but there's not a lot of young women looking to say, hey, I want to be like her.